Hello, grade 6. This is Teacher Diane, and I am now welcoming you to our math class. Let me now remind you of our class rules. Class, don't forget that you always have to be on time, on task, and ready to learn. You have to be kind and responsible. So if you don't want to say it face-to-face, don't say it online. Accomplish your tasks honestly. Never ever think of using a calculator, searching for answers online, or even copying the answers from other books because those are forms of cheating. Reach out to teacher for clarifications. If you have any questions or you just simply have something to clarify, don't hesitate to send a message to Teacher Dai or just comment down on this post and I will just reply to your comment. And of course, let us always have fun while learning. These are the things that you have to prepare for our lesson for today. Get your math book, paper, and pen. Now that your books are already on hand, you may turn it to page 92. Is everything now ready? That's great. Let us now have a simple review of what we have discussed last meeting. Can you now recall what was it all about? Good recall. Our topic last meeting was about dividing simple fractions. How do we divide simple fractions? Exactly. And the technique that I've just taught you before, keep, change, flip. After keeping the first fraction, change division symbol to multiplication symbol and then flip the second fraction. After those, we will multiply the two fractions for us to be able to get their quotient. Do you have any questions or clarifications about this one? Sure? All right. Here I have a question. Is dividing simple fractions easy? Well, it's good to hear that you found dividing simple fractions easy. But what if I'm gonna change simple to complex? So this one will be dividing complex fractions. What do you think? Is this one still be easy or hard? Let us find it out. Our topic for today is about dividing complex fractions. When we say complex, what is it? Good idea. So complex fractions have fractions in the numerator or denominator, or in both numerator and denominator. For example, 2/3 divided by 1/2, or 2/3 over 1/2. So here in this fraction, we have a fraction in our numerator part and we have another fraction in our denominator. So all we have to do is to copy the numerator as our first fraction and then change the line to division symbol and then copy the denominator as our second fraction. So after that, we will divide it. We will use the 3 steps before multiplying it. Keep, change, flip. So we will keep the first fraction, which is 2/3. And then we will change the division symbol to multiplication symbol, flip the 1/2, and this one will be 2, 1. Let us multiply. In multiplying fractions, don't forget that we will first multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the numerator of the second fraction. So 2 times 2, we have 4. That's correct. And then we will multiply the denominator of the first fraction by the denominator of our second fraction. So 3 times 1, 3. So we will get 4/3. Are we through? We're not yet done, right? Because this one is an improper fraction and we have to simplify it. How do we simplify improper fractions? Very good. We will just simply rename this improper fraction to a mixed number. So 4/3 will be 1 and 1/3. Did you get it? Amazing. So here I have another fraction. 6/3/4. So we have 6. And 6 is a whole number, right? So how are we gonna make 6 a fraction? Wonderful. We will just simply put 1 as its denominator. So, just like what I told you earlier, the first thing to do is to write the first fraction. This one will be 6/1. And then, we will change the line to division symbol. And then 3/4 will be our second fraction. And then, we will divide it already. The first thing to do is keep. And when we keep, we copy. Very good. So copy the first fraction. And then the next thing to do is good. Change the division symbol to multiplication symbol. And the next thing to do is get the reciprocal of the second fraction or simply flip it. Very good. So we'll have 4/3. What is the next thing to do? Exactly. Multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the numerator of the second fraction. And then same goes in our denominator. So 6 times 4. 24, correct. How about 1 times 3? 3, correct. So we'll have 24/3. And we will divide it. 24 divided by 3. Correct, 8. And 8 is the final answer as we simplify 24/3. Do you follow? Great. For our last example, we have this one. We have a fraction in our numerator and then a whole number in our denominator. So what is the first thing to do? Correct. Copy the numerator as our first fraction. And then change the line to division symbol. Then copy the denominator as our second fraction. Since our denominator here is a whole number, what are we gonna do? Precisely. Put 1 as its denominator. So this one will be 3, 1, right? And then keep the first fraction. Change the division symbol to multiplication symbol. Get the reciprocal of the second fraction or flip it and we'll get 1/3. Multiply it. Very good. So 1 times 1. 1. 4 times 3, 12. So 1/12. Is 1/12 our final answer? Yes, it is. Because we can no longer simplify this fraction. This one is already in its lowest term. Did you get it? Do you have any questions? Clarifications? If there is, don't hesitate to send a message to Teacher Dai. Don't forget that I am always ready to help you, even virtually. It's now time to practice. Get your papers and pen. Are you ready? Good. So here, all you have to do is to write the complex fraction on your paper and then divide it. Get the quotient of those fractions. If there is a whole number, put 1 as its denominator so that you'll have its fraction form. I'll give you 1 minute for each complex fraction. For your first item, 1/5 over 2/6. Write it down on your papers. Your timer starts now. So here you have a fraction in your numerator and another fraction in your denominator part. Fifteen seconds. 5. Time's up. What is your answer? Let us check if you got it right. So we have to copy our numerator as our first fraction and then change the line to division symbol. Copy the denominator as our second fraction and then we will divide it. Keep 1/5. So this one will still be 1/5. Change what? The division symbol to multiplication symbol and then flip to 6 and this one will be 6 halves. Multiply 1 times 6. 6. 5 times 2. 10. So we'll have 6, 10. Are we done? Not yet, because we have a number that we can divide to both the numerator and then the denominator. So in this case, we can simplify this still. 6/10 will be 3/5. And 3/5 is the final answer. Did you get it right? Amazing. For our next item, we have 4/12 over 5. Your timer started already. Thirty seconds. Ten. Time's up. Now tell me your answer. Let us check if you got it right. First, copy the numerator as our first fraction and then change the line to a division symbol. Since we have a whole number in our denominator part, we will put 1 as its denominator and we'll have 5, 1. Keep the first fraction, so we will just copy 4/12 and then change the division symbol to a multiplication symbol, and then after that get the reciprocal of the second fraction, and 5/1 will be 1/5. 4 times 1, 4. How about 12 times 5? 60. Amazing. So 4 60s. Are we done? Not yet. We will simplify this one still. So 4 and 60 can be divided to what? 2? 4. And 4 divided by 4, 1. 60 divided by 4, 50. Meaning 1/15 is our final answer. Is your answer correct? Very good. For our last item, we have this one. 10 over 2/5. Your timer started. Thirty seconds. Ten. Time's up. Your answer is? Did you get it right? Let us find it out. So we have a whole number in our numerator, so we will put 1 as its denominator. So we'll have 10, 1. And then we'll change the line to division symbol. And then we will copy our denominator as our second fraction. And then hit, change, flip. So we'll have 10, 1 times 5 halves. Multiply, 10 times 5. 50, 1 times 2. 2, so we'll have 50 halves. Are we done? Not yet, because this one is an improper fraction and we have to rename it to a mixed number. Okay, so 50 divided by 2. 25. We have no remainder, so we have no fraction. And the final answer will just be a whole number, and this is 25. Did you get it right? Very good. Do you have any questions? Clarifications? That's great. Let us now generalize our topic for today. So today we talked about dividing fractions. Yes, right. Specifically, complex fractions. And when we say complex fractions, they are what? Precisely. They have fractions in the numerator or denominator, or in both numerator and denominator. So how do we divide complex fractions? Very well. We will just copy the numerator as our first fraction, change the line to division symbol, and then copy the denominator as our second fraction. And then we can hit, change, flip, then multiply. And then we will be able to get our quotient accurately. For questions or clarifications, don't forget that I am always ready to help you, even virtually. For your assignment, number 3, find the quotient of the given complex of fractions accurately. This one is the activity 3, letter C, on page 97 of your math book. That's all for today, class. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Bye!